Want to know what neighborhood has become really popular in recent years among investors? Well, stay tuned because that's what we are talking about today. We're going to talk about a popular neighborhood that investors have really been building in and taking over, and that is Lincolnville. Lincolnville is located in the southwest corner of St. Augustine, and it's steeped in history. It was originally a plot of land where freed slaves gathered and built homes, but these freed slaves were not free to roam the city except to go to work. So this plot of land became their neighborhood and it flourished. The residents opened up businesses like restaurants, movie houses, and grocery stores, and they established a really strong middle class. The area also played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement, and Dr. Martin Luther King frequently visited and joined in demonstrations to end segregation here. Lincolnville is a true front porch neighborhood where the people that live there know each other, stop by to say hello, and meet for a chat on their porches. They're full of Victorian homes, cottages, big oak trees, and narrow streets, and it is really the quintessential southern town. Now on the southern end of Lincolnville, you will find Eddie Vickers Park, which has a walking, running track, baseball field, and the community garden. And this garden houses a welcoming group of gardeners from the area who love creating a beautiful space to share their passion with each other and the local community. Now I should know because I am the official weeder of the garden, but they are a wonderful group of people, and you could just be, what do they call it, friend of the garden for $25 for the year or something like that. But there are community plots that you can kind of take part in and help out on a Sunday. But it is a wonderful place to just kind of gather and spend time outside with some other locals. Further south, you will find Freedom Park. This is such a great park, and it shouldn't be missed. It represents history and hope, and this park honors Dr. Robert B. Hayling, one of the leaders of the civil rights movement in St. Augustine. It's about 9 acres with a circular walking path, benches, and a picnic table, and it overlooks the San Sebastian River. Now there is this beautiful, huge chime that they built in the center of the park, and it's called the Freedom Chimes, and you are really encouraged to play those chimes. You'll also find drawings that were done by children that were carved into the stone benches around the chimes, and it really is a nice space and a beautiful park to spend the afternoon. Now, Lincolnville really did become popular among artists and Flagler students, but today the neighborhood is a popular area for tourists. Since there is so much history here, you will find historical markers located at notable sites as you walk around, and there is a walking tour you can do that will take you to the points of historical interest in the area. Over the last 5 years, many of the older homes in the area have been renovated or torn down, and new homes have been built in their place. Prices have really increased here, and now a 2-bedroom small cottage will go for about $300,000 and up. But the biggest change in the area has been the vacation rentals. The increase in tourism had investors eyeing this area, which is walkable to all the historic sites, but this really changed the dynamic of the neighborhood, and it really frustrated some of the residents. The city has increased regulations, changing the time frame for rentals to a 7-day minimum, but I think the residents would prefer a restriction on the number of vacation rentals as well. But in any case, the location to the historic district and the feel of the neighborhood still makes it a popular one among home buyers and investors, and I can see why. If you are possibly thinking about owning a vacation rental and you'd like to learn a little bit more about that as well as the new restrictions in place, check out my next video. I really do appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.